Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 14 of Heard You Like Me, and this one is titled A Hot Move. When you didn't say anything, she looked at you and you winked at her. You think I'm good looking? You asked quietly. Thanks, baby girl. Jirou almost popped a blood vessel, her blood pressure spiked so quickly, but at least by then Momo had had a chance to change, so you and her could change now without feeling inferior to the goddess in the room. After changing, you all left and headed back to Heights Alliance for dinner, homework, and bed. But you also had that chat with Momo on your agenda, and the sooner the better, according to you. So after saying goodbye to everyone, you and her fell silent as you headed down the hall to your room, and she unlocked the door, and then you both stepped in. Having thought about how to approach this, you had attacked it mentally from all angles, but when you got into the room and switched the light on, your impulses suddenly took over, and the second Momo dropped her bag down, you stepped around her and backed her up against the wall, placing both hands beside her head and lowering yours so that you could look into her gorgeous brown eyes. Okay, we need to talk, you said lowly to her. Yin, she gasped, a light blush dusting her cheeks as she gave you a doe-eyed look. What's up with you? You asked point blank. I don't know, she said, internally and spoken at the same time. Don't try and avoid this. Something's up. I can feel it, and you can too. But it's not coming from my end. I've been fine. I've changed nothing. But I feel like you've been holding back and been a little distant, but then other times you're friendly. Tell me what's going on. Is it something I've done that's made you uncomfortable? You asked, staring deep into her eyes. Oh, my heart, she thought, trying to catch her breath as her mind gave her flashbacks of you holding her chin and staring into her eyes. The distance was the same as what you had her here, and she was having a hard time not thinking about you in that way. You heard her internal thoughts and tilted your head a little. What's wrong with your heart? You asked her. I'm just confused, I think, she said, her eyes looking to your lips and then back up to your face. You saw, and suddenly it clicked. Hey, you said lowly, your heart starting to pound a little. Are you starting to feel something towards me? Momo froze, her face paling. I've never said that. I've never thought that. I'm not... Hey, it's okay. You don't need to be scared, you said in a low, calm voice as you leaned in a little closer. She pressed herself back into the wall behind her. She thought, glancing at your lips again. You can, baby, you whispered, but it must have been the tipping point because she quickly raised her arms and placed her palms on your chest, pushing you back quickly before apologising as you stepped back and then fell backwards slightly on the bed behind you. Yin, I'm so sorry. I don't hate you. I'm okay. I just need to go for a second, she said, before running for the door and letting herself out. I don't hate you. I really don't, I promise, she thought as she ran off down the hall. You lay there for a second, heart pounding, then you let yourself flop completely backwards on the bed. Oh, whoa, that was a risky-ass move, you thought, reaching for your chest to hold it. But is she aware of me now? Is she starting to feel the same way? Am I being too hopeful? You sat up and stared at the closed door and then flopped backwards on the bed again with a giant grin on your face. Is she falling for me? Momo had disappeared for the time being, but you knew that she was okay. She wasn't the type to run off recklessly and get herself into trouble, so you weren't concerned about her being out. But you were starting to go insane, asking yourself multiple questions about what had just happened between you and her, and that you didn't have all the answers that you wanted, so after an hour of this, you decided to go and talk to somebody about it. So who else would understand your predicament than the only other confirmed gay in the complex? Jirou. And so 3 minutes later, you were knocking on her door. From the other side, you could hear music playing, and then it stopped and you waited. Yeah? Oh, hey Yin, what's up? She asked when she opened the door and looked up at you standing there. Hey, well, here I am, ta-da, you said in a deadpan voice. Excited to see me? I guess, she replied a little shyly. So, I've kind of got that vent thing needing to be doing, you replied sheepishly. Had the chat with Momo and she walked out. Oh, Jirou asked with surprise. What happened? Come in. She offered. Thanks, you said as you stepped into her room and looked around. Oh, so you're into flowers and rainbows, I see, you joked, looking around at all the band and music-related items. most of them punk band items coloured in black or purple. Yeah, give me a unicorn any day, Jirou replied dryly, and you smirked as you sat down on her bed. So what happened? She asked as she grabbed her desk chair and spun it around, then straddled it to face you on the bed. I think I blew it, you sighed. What do you mean? What did you do? She asked curiously. I did intend on talking normally with her, but instead I kind of backed her up against the wall and asked her what was up, and I felt like something was off. That's hot, Jirou thought. Thanks, you smirked. But also, even if I've done the wrong thing here, I don't know if I'm in Delulu land, but I feel like maybe she was leaning towards maybe being into me, but I can't be sure. Do you think I'm crazy? You asked. Well, I know where I would be on that spectrum, Jirou said internally, and you looked at her. Oh, sorry. So what did she say? Why do you think she might be into you? Jirou asked. Well, she was looking at my lips a lot, you said casually, and Jirou blushed. What do you mean? How close were you? She asked. Oh, I was pretty close, you said with a chuckle. Like this. You stood up and then crouched down in front of Jirou, putting your face as close to hers as what you'd done to Momo. Oh, wow, Jirou said internally, raising one arm up as if to shield herself from you, but also to cover the deepening blush on her cheeks. Is it too much? You asked. Well, Jirou said, avoiding eye contact. Then she fell silent, but let her internal thoughts speak for her. Well, I like your face close, so maybe she does too, Jirou asked, hesitating a look at you, and you blinked as you pulled back a little. Man, I have maxed my Riz skills, and they are working, you said, immediately following it with, title of my next anime, you added, as you got up and sat back on the bed. Yeah, but just say she is starting to fall for me, but doesn't want to say anything because she's scared of my reaction, thinking I'm not gay. Then what? Should I go and tell her that I'm gay as hell, fruitier than the fruitiest fruit? I'm not gay, but my girlfriend is? Jirou smirked. Well, if things don't work out if you tell her, you can always move in here, she offered. Thanks, babe, you said with a sigh. But I still got to see Momo every day until I leave, so it's going to be awkward, you sung. Don't worry, I'll sleep on it. For now, I'll just apologise and see if I can get her to calm down at least. Jirou nodded. Yeah, okay, she said, keeping her quiet thoughts to herself. I better get back to the room and let you sleep, you said to Jirou as you stood up. I'll see you tomorrow? Yeah, Jirou replied with a small smile. Perfect, you replied with a giant grin and thumbs up. Okay, thanks for letting me vent though. I'll keep you posted, yeah? Yeah, I'll be here, Jirou replied as she watched you go. She waited for the longest time before letting her thoughts show, lest you hear her, but once she felt like it was safe to think about you, she sighed and got off her chair, and then flopped onto the bed where you had sat. How has Momo not fallen for Yin yet? I certainly have, and it's a super weird feeling since I never thought I'd like anyone except for Momo. I wonder if Yin would consider me, she wondered as she curled up in a ball and pulled on an earjack for comfort. Jirou, baby, I know of at least 5 people in the comments section that would willingly throw themselves under a car for you. And that's just those that are willing to admit that. I swear there's more that are just in denial. But don't doubt yourself, my sweet bean. We'll see how it all goes I'm just looking at the list here. I think we've got another chapter tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll see you then.